Welcome back programmers. In the today's section we are going to create a 3D game. So in this series we are going to talk about Unity. Now if you don't know what is Unity, Unity is a larger engine platform if you want to make a game no matter what. 3D or 2D you can make both of game in Unity, and even if you want to create our app you can do it in Unity. You can create an Android app or even you can create a desktop app in Unity. But Unity is a game engine, so mainly this Unity is used for create a 3D or 2D game. So if you want to download the Unity Pro in the free, so check out my description. So link is in the description, check out. You can download Unity Pro free. Now after downloading Unity, just click on a new. In the today's section we are gonna create a simple game. So I am gonna create a 3D game, so that's why I am gonna click 3D and I'm gonna name it RPG game because I am creating a RPG game. RPG Hello World. So this is my game name, RPG Hello World, and I'm gonna store it in my D and Unity, and I'm gonna create a new folder and name it RPG. Okay, all settings is done here. If you want to create a high definition RP, so you can choose this, or if you want to use a template you can choose this. If you want to create a 2D game you can choose this, and if you are an expert you can choose this 3D with extras. But for now I'm gonna just click 3D and create. So this is gonna create our project, and now Unity is importing our project and loading all assets. We don't have any assets now, but it is still loading something. If you want to download assets, I'm gonna talk more about in later video what is asset, how to use it. But if you want to download assets, so link is in the description. You can see this is the free assets you can download. Now what is assets? Whenever you saw the game, so game made from the assets. It means if you know PUBG, so in the PUBG game there's a building which is the assets. There's a road, there's a tree, there's a grass, and so on. So 3D models which known as assets. Now this is the Unity. This is the Unity environment, and now I'm gonna skip the new version. I'm staying old version. Now this is the basic interface of Unity. Now in here you can create your game, and with the scroll bar you can zoom it and you can zoom out with the middle button, and with the click of middle button you can move this screen. You can see now there is a two object in here. So the first one is main camera and the second one is our light. We are gonna talk more about in the later video, but first let's create our 3D object. Now for create 3D object, just create and go on the 3D object and create a cube. Now you can see this is our cube. You can hit F for focus, and in the right side you can see all the property of this cube. So first main property is the name. Now let's change the name of our cube. So we are gonna change the name into the player, and in here with the right click of the mouse you can change the view. Okay, let's see another properties of our player. So now the second property is the transform. We can transform the cube from this property, like the position of X. Let's change the position of X from here, and let's change the position of Y from here. And even you can change the position of Z. If you don't like number you can simply use these arrows. But for now let's just reset this. Okay. Now let's rotate this cube. It means change the rotation with the X and Y and Z. If you don't like these buttons, or you can say number, so just go in here and now you can just rotate the cube however you like. But first I'm gonna reset this and change the mouse again. Okay, now let's talk about main stuff in here. So we are gonna change the scale. With this we can change the width and height. You can say the X, let's change the Y, let's change the Z. You can see here how big is this cube now. That's how you can change the scale of the cube. But now I'm gonna reset this and focus on this. Now let's create our first simple hello world game, and for that I'm gonna scale this cube not from here, from here. Yes, you can change the cube from here too. I'm gonna change the Z and the X, and let's see in the camera. You can see this is the ground of our game, and in the camera you can see we got a camera preview, and in the camera preview we can see the game view. Now let's create another cube and let's change the player to the ground, because this is the ground of our game. Now let's create another 3D object. Okay, I made a mistake. I'm gonna delete this, and again I'm gonna create 3D object cube. Now I'm gonna change the cube to here. But first now let's change the color, because both of the object is white, and for change the color you can see whenever I click on the camera we got a cube or player in here. But first now let's change the color, and for that go in the assets, right click, create a material and name it anything. I'm gonna name it player because I need to change the player color first. And in the player you can see the property is color. I like for now I'm gonna choose the blue color. Okay, now for change the color just drag and drop into the or object. You can see the color is changed. If you want to change the color of the ground you can do it, but I want to change the ground for another color, like green is good, so I'm gonna name it ground. So this is all assets I talked about in the assets. Okay, now let's change the color. Ground ground is like green. Okay, let's change the ground. You can see that's how you can change the ground, or you can say object. Now let's run the game. This is our first simple game. Now how to run this game, and for that just click on the play button, and you can see we got our game. This is our game. I know this is like an image, but this is our game. Now let's change the cube property to see a physics in here. Now how to use physics, but before start to learn how to add a physics in object, let's talk about what is physics. Now for example, physics is a gravity. For example only, you can see whenever I run this game, cube is floating in the air. But what if this cube has a physics? So let's add the gravity, it means physics in here, and for that just go in the add component, and in here you can see the physics, and in the physics you can see we got a rigid body. So let's create a rigid body. Now let's run the game. You can see the cube is fall down because of the gravity. Now let's do something interesting. Now I'm gonna create another cube, and for that just I'm gonna click on the object and I'm gonna press Ctrl D, create another object. And then I'm gonna just move the another object and I'm gonna rotate the first object. Let's see what we got in the camera preview. Okay, let's run this game now. You can see whenever I run this game, we got a good looking effect now. We got a gravity effect. Now let's run this game again. Because of the gravity, you can see we got a cube physics in here, and that's how you can use a rigid body. Now let's create all of the. Okay, let's do first interesting thing in here. What if I move this object in here? Now let's run the game. You can see whenever these two objects is to pass between two objects, so this create a force. Now let's run this game again. I'm gonna move this object in the first object. Let's play the game. You can see whenever I run this game, we got force in here. Okay, I didn't see because of the camera view, and for that I'm gonna just change the camera view. Now let's run this game. Okay, this didn't run successfully, but we know what is physics and how to use it, and what is rigid body. In the next video we are gonna create our first game, RPG game. So that is it for today's guys. If you learned something, if you like it, please subscribe my YouTube channel and like the video, comment me for the next video.